NDSU is an R1 research institution that engages in various research endeavors across the state of North Dakota. NDSU's research extension centers facilitate the research of experimental crops from large industry partners like Beta Seed or Bayer. There are 7 total centers across all parts of the state to allow for variations in growing conditions, soil types, oil output, pest resistance, maturity dates, and times. All these traits must be submitted by a company when testing a new crop. To keep track of submissions, a formstack, a solution similar to Google Forms, was created. While this solution did work, it was clunky for both end users and the RECs as data consumers. It became clear that a full stack web application would better suit the needs of both parties, and that is what we would like to demo.
So this is the page that you will land on as an unlogged in user when first accessing our website. So for the purposes of this demonstration, I have entered some information in here to create a new user account, but alternatively, you could also use an email if you already have your information entered into the system. So here, if we click submit, it will log us in just to showcase how this would work. If we log out, it actually pre-fills the email here in for us, and we could just log back in. Let's say that you want to change anything about your user profile. We can do that right here in the Your Profile section. Let's say that this user actually decided to add a different billing address from their shipping address. So if we change this around right here, we can do that. There we go. We save that, and then we re-access the page. It'll actually load in with the different billing address, and any other potential changes you would want to make, you could here. But the main purpose of our website is to allow users to enter seeds and seed varieties for testing. So to do that, they would access this new entry up here, and they would be met with this form right here. Here they can select if they want to actually enter a single entry or if they want to be sending that same entry to multiple locations. Firstly, I will show you what it is like to do a single entry. Here you can see all of the crops that are currently in the database and the corresponding research centers. This can be updated at any time, and this is just test data right here. But for, let's say we select corn, so that actually populates our traits down here. If we selected drum, it would be different traits for every crop, basically. But let's stick with corn, and then here we can select a research center, and once we have both of these values selected, we will be offered to choose a location. So for now, we'll do Farm A. And then certain locations will have constraints where, for example, they can only grow crops with certain maturity dates or certain resistances or immunities against, or certain pesticides and such. So to display those constraints to a user when entering data into the form, they can click right here, and then they can reference this to know what they have to fill out to actually be able to submit the form to that location. So let's go with sweet corn. For has pests, it says the value should be equal to value 3, but what if we define that? We can look at how the website will react. Then here it says 26, so we can do 28. This one doesn't matter, nor does this one. And then here we can go with average. And then once we try to submit this, we will be presented with 3 errors for all of the information that we filled out that conflicts with the constraint. So then if we correct this, go with 25 on that, or 15 on that one, and then good right there, then we are actually allowed to submit that, and we can go to past entries and see that the submission has been added here. If we wanted to edit any of the information, we could from right there. But I will also show you how the multiple submission for multiple locations works. It's basically, we can do so for this one since it's shorter. It's very much the same thing, except here instead of just selecting one location, we could select multiple locations either from the same REC or from different RECs. The only condition is the crop has to be the same across the submission. And so then we can do soy variant. And then we can actually see here it has no constraints for the locations, so we can go with anything. And then once we submit that, we see that both of these have popped up here. And let's say we change our minds, we only actually wanted to submit to one location, we can delete that and it gets updated. So that is the end of our demo. I hope you enjoyed our presentation, and we hope that you learned something interesting.